Imagine Max Payne at his peak of mental breakdown, but instead of being a badass gunslinger, you are a disaster incapable of walking, talking, or even digesting your own thoughts. The first hours of the game feel like trying to fix a broken mosaic that is yourself, with great difficulties coming up who you are, where you live, and even how you look like. You may not expect much from the game at first, but when I had a touching conversation with a little girl standing by the bookstore, or a deep discussion concerning race theory or phrenology with 3 meters tall graffiti man, I quickly understood the true value of the game. It may be a challenge to review a game that's mostly just dialogue, since without reading all these chunks of text yourself, you won't fully understand how good the game is. But I'll try. Any new player doesn't know what's the setting of the game or what's the backstory of its world or characters, so any game has to educate you in that one way or another. A common approach is to either show you an informative cutscene at the very start or give you a minimal 2-hour lecture during the first dialogue. Disco Elysium, however, does not question your intelligence and gives information reluctantly, leaving you for the most part on your own to process everything and try to connect the pieces of the puzzle with very limited knowledge on anything. Because at the very start of the game you wake up in your underwear, literally unable to remember what's your name or even how you look like, your discovery of Disco Elysium will feel like moving through a fog, while occasionally stumbling into awkward and often hilarious situations. Imagine getting into a bar where you don't know anyone, but through subtle clues, you soon enough realize that just yesterday you were giving striptease while also wearing leather jacket, your legs had strange words written all over them, and you were holding a piece of Epic of Gilgamesh in your each arm. Meanwhile, Ryan Gosling was talking to a TV and a giant racist colossus was calling you a sausage and flirting with random girls while quoting Babylonian crime statistics. That is what it's like to play Disco Elysium. You know how most RPGs have 1 or 2 speech skills that impact the outcome of dialogue? Well, this game has 24! Talking with others and yourself feels a fundamental part of gameplay, and very few games make talking this entertaining. All these skills play a role on how you analyze the world and people around you and come up with appropriate or inappropriate reaction. For example, empathy lets you understand the emotions and feelings of characters. Endurance is required to stomach great physical difficulty. Logic is required to process information and sound smart. And authority helps you assert dominance over others in conversation or prevent them from doing so to yourself. But these skills do not automatically give you the best dialogue option and act as merely visualization of your thoughts that suggest you what to do next. You can always disregard them and pick any option you prefer, which is important considering the fact that your own conscience may betray you. Therefore, an intelligent and careful playthrough is encouraged. Speaking of options, the way you shape your character and his personality depends directly on how you handle different situations and what you respond in dialogue. If you start quoting Polish philosophers and show your admiration towards modified bulldozers, your subconsciousness will convince itself that you are a left-wing tribal reactionary attempting to improve society through rapid change. I could go on more about it, but I really don't want to rob you of your first impressions and great fun you'll be having. Just create a proper mindset. Put on your most comfortable plush shoes, take a cup of hot protein shake, and just sit back in a sofa rolled in your Finnish school blanket and enjoy an excellent story.